Rappers and producers, why do you feel so overwhelmed? I think I may have one of the answers why you feel so overwhelmed. Let's talk about it. Rappers and producers, let's start this Monday off by saying, first of all, happy Monday, happy good morning, great morning. I don't know why I said happy morning, but I said it. But let's start this off with a story before we get into the Curtspiration of the day. I was reading a story from a book called Seducing Strangers that I shared with you last week, but let's talk about it. So there's two guys in the woods. They're going out there to go hiking, right? They get on the mountain. They got their hiking gear on. They've been going up the rocks about 30, 40 minutes. They've been climbing away at it. And they get to one of the different levels of the mountain. They decide to rest. As they're resting, they look around and they see a bear. And the bear's like, I don't know why he sound like Scooby, but the bear look up and they look at the bear and they're like, oh man, we on this mountain. We can't, what are we going to do? And they got this hiking gear on. And so one guy looks at the other guy and he's like, man, what are we going to do? And the other guy's like, I don't know. And then the other guy gets an idea. He starts to remove all of his hiking equipment off of him. And the other guys are like, yo, what are you doing? You can't outrun a bear. He said, I don't have to outrun the bear. I have to outrun you. Now, if you look at that, the moral of the story is that it's important that if you cannot find the perfect way to do something, the perfect plan, you know what? That next best plan is just as good. So sometimes we get overwhelmed because of, analysis paralysis. Maybe we want to have the perfect song or make the perfect beat. And we've been working on a beat for a week now or 2 weeks and it's not ready. And I'm feeling so overwhelmed because I got things I got to do. I got to get this project done, but this beat is just not perfect yet. And we're so focused that we get overwhelmed because we're so hypersensitive to every aspect of what we want this to be. We're already trying to figure out what it's going to look like. And we haven't even established or even reminded ourselves, what is the major goal? What is the big picture? And the big picture in that particular example I gave you was obviously survival. He figured it out. I don't have to outrun a bear. I got to outrun you because that bear going to eat you up. And that's what he decided. So before you get ate up by your overwhelming nature and all that good stuff, I think that it's important that I share with you something that I shared on my Instagram, which is @CurtisKing. I shared in my Insta story this rapid planning method that I have. Of course, I'm going to quote him again. It's my boy, Tony Robbins, man. You know how much I appreciate this guy. But anyways, he has this thing called the rapid planning method. And it has helped me tremendously because I think part of the reason beyond just obsessing over a goal, obsessing over making something perfect, another reason why we get so overwhelmed is because we make these ridiculous to-do lists that we know we're not going to get done. You ever woke up, and mind you, I got this big whiteboard over here on my wall where sometimes I've done that, where I've listed about 17 things and I say, I'm going to get this done today. And it's like, there's no way I'm about to get even 4 of those things done. Things happen, variables happen. I go to the gym, come home, and all of a sudden, my blender ain't working the way it's supposed to. And then I start to mixing and then that turns into something. And I jump on Instagram and something crazy and I got to respond back to that. And then I get into the shower and before I know it, that whole gym scenario that was supposed to be 45 minutes on my to-do list ends up being 2 hours. It happens to all of us. It may happen to you when you jump on Facebook. You see one cat video and then 2 hours later you watching, like animations of some quarters fighting each other with hands and stuff. I don't know what you get into, but you know how it works. So what do we do, Curtis? I'm feeling overwhelmed. I'm feeling like I don't know how to get my goals done. Use the rapid planning method that Tony Robbins has presented us. It's a genius plan. It's a simple plan. And it's something that I've been putting into action just to see if it actually worked for myself. It has worked tremendously. What is rapid planning method? The acronym is RPM. Okay. And basically, if you know anything about cars, which I don't, so please bear with me as I butcher this, but I believe RPM is revolutions per minute, first of all, and it has to do something with the drive of a vehicle. So this being said, your particular drive or what drives you to finish something is determined by a few different things that really push your emotions and push your inspiration and motivation behind getting something done. The first thing that really drives you that you need to determine as you're trying to get some task done in your life, first of all, Take away the to-do list. Let's just take it away from right now. You need to determine these 3 things that have to do with the bigger picture. The first thing is, what result do you want? What outcome do you want? You know, what is the outcome that you want to happen from this particular situation? Now, for instance, you may be a music producer and you say, you know what? I need more traffic to my website. Okay, well, that's one broad outcome. What do you want from that outcome? Why? What is the traffic that you want? I want you have to ask a smarter question, basically. I want to have a very specific demographic of trap rappers that love to sing on hooks, and they love, 90s samples, and they love, their dog, whatever. You need to pinpoint what exactly it is you want as an outcome. What do you want to happen from that? I want them to come to my page and realize that I am the perfect location for them to come purchase beats. First of all, what outcome do you want? Determine what outcome you want from an overall standpoint. As a rapper, what outcome do you want from your career? Do you want to be happy? Do you want to be successful? Do you want to be able to quit your job? Do you want to do this full time? What is the outcome? After you determine the outcome, you need to figure out the P, the purpose. What is the why? The why is going to basically be the heart of this entire rapid planning method. You need to determine what is the why behind what you're doing. Okay, I want to get this traffic. Why is that important? Because if they come here, I can pay bills and I can quit my job, and quitting my job will be a hell of a day for me to do that. So that why is strong. Make sure your strong why is something that's sustainable, something that will drive you through into this goal. And the last thing is the massive action plan, M. The massive action plan, for short, just think of a map. How are we going to get there? Well, how you're going to get there is by taking massive action. Now that you've pinpointed, now that we use this Call of Duty example and you found your enemy. Oh, that's what you did when you determine your outcome and your why. Oh, I'm going to get this sucker. Now we at the massive action plan. What massive action do you have to take now to get to that particular destination, that goal, and to get over this overwhelming feeling? Now that you have determined that, now you can say, okay, if I want to get trap rappers, I got to figure out where trap rappers are at that love their dog and love to sing on hooks. Now I got to figure out where they're at. Okay, what do I got to do to get in front of them? Maybe some ads, maybe some Google ads, maybe some Twitter ads, maybe some Facebook meme videos I got to do. See how planning your stuff now in this shape, in this form, now pinpoints exactly what it is that you want to get done. We can make a to-do list. Anybody can make a to-do list of 30 things you got to do, or you thinking that you got to do. But chances are you're going to take things off of that, especially if you keep it in your brain, you're not writing it down. First of all, if you're writing it down, I commend you for writing it down. That's the first huge step. But a huge, massive to-do list, you're just basically lying to yourself. You're playing with yourself at that point. So please take the time and discuss in your mind and in your heart, what is the bigger picture? What is it that I want from this situation? Most times we make a to-do list thinking that it all feeds the goal, but then we get into a situation where it's like, I want to be relevant to this person, or I don't want to be seen as this, or I don't want to do this, or I don't want to, and you end up having all these conversations that take away from the bigger picture. None of that garbage has to do with the bigger picture. If the bigger picture is success may even be here. A part of that is you got to figure out, sometimes you don't know you're not winning. Sometimes you don't know you're winning because you refuse to look at the scoreboard. You're so busy putting stuff on your to-do list, you don't even realize that you up on the scoreboard. You're winning. So I challenge you, take the time, really sit here and figure out what that big picture is, as opposed to trying to figure out the perfect way to figure this out, the perfect way to get over this overwhelming feeling. Sometimes you just need to take off your hiking boots and outrun your partner before that bear comes and eats you. Once again, it's another Curtspiration. Doodle, you need some more of this juice? Please subscribe to the channel below. Hey, be a part of the notification gang. I always feel better when Richie give me encouragement on a Monday. Anyways, I want to say thank you to everybody that is part of the Curtis King community. Please, if you would like to join the Curtis King Beats community, go to curtiskingbeats.com/membership and be a part of the 1 percentile. Rappreneurs and producers sharing information daily to help each other in our careers. Going back to the topic at hand, Are there some ways that you plan out your goals that have helped you? Please share some of those strategies down below in the comments with your peers. Help them along their way. You know, we get overwhelmed. Everybody gets overwhelmed. There's times where we feel like we got way too much on our to-do list and on our plate. We don't know where to start. I was always told that the easiest way to eat an elephant is to take it one bite at a time. So stop trying to eat the whole trunk off. And I think that's all I'm going to talk about, eating from an elephant. I don't want no PETA representative in my head. Anyways, in this life, you will not be full of life until you decide to live life to its fullest. Curtis King of Curtis King. Beats.com. I can't listen to you. When I listen to you, it's a liability. Cause you be mentally killing my inner energy. So I'm concealing my feelings before you injure me.